Hi, I'm Doris from book Navigator. This is my real-life story, straight from the heart. Welcome to book Navigator. Got a personal experience or inspiring tale that could touch our listeners? I'll share it right here with your name and photo in the video. Just email your story and pic. Please check out description. Your turn could be next. The pawn shopper seat drifted to the floor like a dry leaf in Follett's fresh ink, staring up at me full of blame. Gold band, $14K. Worth $450 sold for $200, my wedding ring. The one engraved with our initials, smoothed down from 42 years of holding his hand. I bent over slow, my knees creaking on the hardwood floor, and picked it up. The paper carried the cheap ink smell mixed with regret. Upstairs, the safe door stood open. Its lock spun back to zeros, empty. Not a trace left of the bonds, the stocks, or the nest egg I'd hidden away after his heart failed 5 years back. My son, Tommy, did this. My own boy. The one I raised with oatmeal smooches and bedtime tales of distant lands. He'd pawned my ring for beer cash. And now, he'd cleaned out the safe too. But you know what? Emptiness has a way of echoing. And in that echo, I didn't hear just pain, I heard a lock clicking shut inside me, turning toward protection. So pull up a chair. This is the story of the day I quit handing everything over and started standing my ground. That morning kicked off like most, wrapped in the soft quiet of habit. The kitchen clock ticked away at 7:15 sharp, steady as a pulse. Sunlight slipped in through the lace curtains. I'd stitched by hand back when my fingers danced quicker than my mind. Coffee bubbled up, dark and strong, filling the air with that rich, earthy roast that always tugged me out of bed. I poured a mug, black as night, and headed to the sunroom where my fern sat like an old pal, giving a lazy nod. My chair was there waiting, a creaky wicker seat with cushions worn soft to green. The one corner of the house that still felt like just mine. Outside, maple leaves rustled in the breeze, flecked with gold and murmuring about the season's shift. I took a sip, letting the heat sink into my bones that stiffened a bit more each cold spell. At 68, the world spun faster around me, but I loved stretching out the slow dawn. No hurry, no one pulling at me, just the rising steam like faded dreams, me, and the silence that had grown into my best friend since Harold left us. Harold, my steady rock, my puzzle cracker, the guy who balanced our books. With a wink and a we'll make it, we pieced this life together, one careful brick at a time. The cozy bungalow on Elm Street, with its big wraparound porch and the herb patch out back, where basil and thyme twisted together like sweethearts. He clocked in at the mill. Reliable hours that covered Tommy's braces and college texts. I worked the library desk, stamping returns and slipping. Romance novels too. Folks whose hearts needed a little ache. We saved hard, not flashy, but smart. Envelopes stuffed under the mattress for rainy days. Then a real safe tucked in the closet once the world got nosy. For the what ifs, Doris, he'd say, his rough hand guiding mine on the dial. Click, click, click our secret code. The 2nd of April 68, the year Tommy burst into the world with a whale. That safe wasn't just full of papers. It held our whole story, the house deed in my name alone after he passed. Bonds from his pension, shares in solid companies that grew steady like garden plants. And the ring, wrapped in velvet, my charm against the long, lonely evenings. Tommy showed up 3 years back, head hanging low after his third pink slip. It's just for a bit, Ma, he muttered, eyes glued to the floor like a kid busted with crumbs on his shirt. His wife, Lena, shuffled in behind him, arms loaded with laundry and reasons. Their place had flooded, work was thin on the ground, and a baby was coming. How could I turn them away? This was my boy, the one who built blanket forts in the yard and swore he'd fix that porch swing one day. So I cleared the guest room, hauled the old crib down from the attic dust. Stay till you're set, I said, folding sheets fresh with lavender from the garden. The house, once too quiet without Harold's chuckles, hummed again with baby bottles clinking. burps echoing, and tiny socks steaming on the heater. Sure, there was joy in it, but it came threaded with a sharper edge. Tommy's fuse ran short, like a light bulb on the fritz. Ma, where's the clicker? This TV's from the Stone Age. Lena hung back quiet as a ghost, while little Mia chewed the corners off my recipe cards. At the start, it was just little steals of my peace. The coffee pot drained before I even stirred. Grounds tossed around like party streamers. Drawers yanked open and left that way. My pearl studs turning up in Lena's trinket box. Eps, Mom Mia must have grabbed him, but the fridge cleared out quicker. The heat cranked up like a jungle. Tommy's crew sprawled in the living room, boots scarred up on the footstool, hollering at video games that buzzed till the wee hours. I'd slip off to the sunroom, my fern standing guard, acting like the walls weren't squeezing in. Family looks out for family, I'd whisper to myself, stirring soup on the stove, the spoon slick with onion sting. Harold's words rang in my ears. Love's like a garden. Doors full the weeds, or they strangle everything. But I let it run wild. After all, what good's a house without some noise? What was I without them leaning on me? The ring disappeared on a plain Tuesday. I'd slipped it on for the market run, my fingers running the familiar groove, while I bargained for tomatoes, as red as Harold's face after a smooch. Back home, I tugged it off to work biscuit dough, laying it on the windowsill where sunlight sparkled like summer bugs. The dusk rolled in gentle, Mia's baby laughs chasing the fading light. Tommy barreled through the door late, stinking of bar haze and something raw, maybe plain old need. Goodnight, Ma, a mumble, no glance my way. Lena gave a tired smile, scooping Mia for tough time. I shaped the dough, hands white with flour like I'd waved a white flag, and reached for the ring. Nothing there. The cell cold and empty, like a slap in the face. My gut dropped, not from empty hunger, but from the hole where trust used to sit. I hunted everywhere behind counters, in sofa cracks, even the flour canister where Harold once stashed sweet notes. Sip, just. My breath coming quick and rough in the still kitchen, like wine through bare branches. Come morning, the receipt waited under my bedroom door, sneaky as a bad secret. Pawn Stars on 3rd and Oak, Tommy's messy note scratched at the bottom. Needed dough fast. Get it back tomorrow. Love ya, love ya. 2 words, worth about as much as that $200 deal. I tucked it in my apron pocket, the paper crunching like footsteps on dead leaves. Downstairs, the place was still asleep. Lena's gentle snores from the guest room. Mia's mobile chiming soft songs. Tommy's muddy boots slumped by the door, tracking in who knows what. I brewed the coffee extra bold, the machine hissing like it knew trouble. Drank it straight black, eyes locked on the safe's dark shape in the hall closet. Click, 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 our code hummed in my head. But I held off on the dial. Not yet. Instead, I wandered to the sunroom, the chair groaning under me like a sigh from an old buddy. The fern sagged a touch, thirsty for a drink. Hang in there, friend, I said, tipping some from my mug. Drip, drip. Tiny fixes. A little calm in the storm. The whole day, I floated through my own house like a shadow. I wiped down shelves packed with Harold's carved birds, their wings caught forever in a glide. Swept the porch where we'd danced on our big days, feet tapping to fuzzy radio songs. The spot on my finger burned bare, a white ring like a sunburn scar. Around noon, Lena tapped light on the doorframe. Ma, you all right? Tommy said. The ring thing was a mix-up. Her gaze jumped around, fingers twisting a rag into knots. Mix-up, it hit soft but cut deep, like thorns under gloves. Mix-up, I repeated, my tone flat as the clocks beat. Like forgetting to shut the door, or trading your dad's heart for a case of brew. She went pink, stumbling over talk of tough breaks, Mia's milk, the car note due. I just nodded, watching her words pool up like spilled milk at my feet. Go ahead, Lena. Life's packed with mix-ups, but deep down, a fire sparked not wild anger, but a steady burn. The sort that cooks low and slow, like a pot of chili gaining flavor bit by bit. As evening snuck in, Rain tapped the windows like fingers on glass, a shiny veil hiding the yard. Tommy dragged home at twilight, jacket dangling loose, his smile cracking when he spotted me at the stove. Biscuits turned gold in the oven, their butter scent hiding the ice between us. "Ma, about the ring," he began, yanking a stool up to the counter. I pushed a plate his way, fork ringing against the dish. "Eat up first," I told him, no grin. He dug in fast, flakes flying like spilled truths. Lena hung close, Mia propped on her side. The baby's gurgles trying to patch the gap. Plate empty, he swiped his mouth, staring at the tiles. "Stupid move. Pawn guy cheated me low. But I'll grab it back, swear." It floated light as fog. I propped on the counter, apron speckled white, and locked eyes with him. "Swears are like rings, Tommy. They tie tight. Snap M and you're stuck with the empty circle," he squirmed, spitting sorries, but I caught the flash. That spoiled spark. The kid we'd always pulled out of jams. Lights out came quick. I pecked Mia's soft forehead and climbed to my room. The safe loomed, door cracked like a dare to fight back. Sleep dodged me that night. The bed dipped where Harold used to rest, sheets chilly as broken promises. Rain beat a rhythm on the roof, every drop whispering, drip. Droop wearing things down, steady and sure. I got up at midnight, robe brushing the floor soft, and tiptoed to the closet. The safe hunkered there, dark and tough, its dial shining dim in the hallway glow. Click, click. Click the 2nd of April 68. The locks dropped home with a deep clunk, louder than a storm rumble. Inside, the dark pooled thick, fat envelopes of bonds, neat folders of reports. The core of our life boiled down to sheets of paper, but my hand grazed lighter stacks thinner. Not wiped clean, but rummaged through. Tommy's doing. He'd figured our code maybe spied on me once back when faith came easy. Bonds missing, a wad of 20s snatched. The deed spared, but creased like he'd eyed it hard. My breath hitched, not in tears, but in a hard brace. The safe's empty ring turned mine now, hollow, sure, but humming. A space waiting to fill up strong. Gray dawn cracked open, coffee's smell pulling me steady. I pulled on linen pants and a blessed dark as Thunderhead's quiet armor. Down the stairs, the house woke slow. Mia's happy noises. Lena's steps light as regrets. Tommy still sawed logs, wrapped in his ignore it bubble. I eased out the back, gravel snapping under my flat shoes, and headed to the garden shed. Tucked among the tools and seed bags was my lockbox. Harold's little joke for mad money, safe and sound. 'Cause who checks the shed? Inside, bank books from the credit union, gold coins from his grandpa, my old notary seal from library shifts. Enough start to grow back. I lugged it in, setting it on the table like a lucky charm. Lena peeked from the sink, bubbles to her elbows. "Ma, what's that?" "My roots," I said plain, punching numbers on my flip phone. "Morning, Beatrice. Doris here. Time to move some money, keep it hush." Her voice popped warm through the static. "You got it, Doris. How much?" "All of it. Straight to a fresh account. Just my name on it." By 9, the shifts zipped through lines. I couldn't see but felt like pins and needles waking a sleepy arm. Calm, one spin at a time. Then Tommy wandered in. Hair a mess, eyes foggy. Joe. I poured, passing it black no cream. Like his dad took it, but now it's soured with his mess. He gulped, then stopped dead at the lockbox. This, more old stuff. Old stuff. It stung like a swat, but I grabbed it smooth. "Take a look," I said, tone even as fresh brew. He flipped the catch, peering in. Coins winked back, book spotless. His eyes popped wand or shame. "Ma, we could use this. Fix the truck." Or nope. One word, clean as clipping dead blooms. He blinked hard. Ha! No more grabbing. This home, this setup, it's not an endless tap. Lena froze mid-scrub. Mia on her hip, the room going thick as unset dough. Tommy barked a laugh, fake as plastic. "Ah, Ma, family splits everything. Splits." The fib unwound slow. "Family honors." You hawked my ring, your dad's ring, for booze. Gutted the safe like it was junk. That's grabbing, not splitting. His face went red, chair legs screeching as he shoved back. One slip up. Rough patch, ma. You wouldn't get it, bills piling. Mia's doc stuff, the whys tumbled out, but I held the line firm. I get it, fine. Raised you on scraps. Fixed books late while your pa punched time clocks. Hoarded every dime 'cause we learned. Handed out loose. And you're stripped bare. The kitchen timer drummed on. Moments piling like evidence. Lena piped up soft. Doris, easy. We're thankful. Just ... A bit more help. Thankful. It twisted funny, 'cause thanks don't treat family treasures. I eyed her, then him, seeing not my kid anymore, but a grown guy we'd propped too long. Thanks means paying it forward. The ring, get it now. Cash on the barrel. Or we're through. Tommy's chin jutted, ego sparking. Or else, boot S, your own kin. Kin thicker than creek water, weaker than backbone. Kin don't cover swiping. 30 days. Hunt a spot. And the safe. Off limits for good. I rose box under my arm and glided to the sunroom. The fern stood taller, like it felt the turn. Drip, drip from open hands to locked doors. The hours unrolled steady, each move a patch on the rip. First stop, the bank cool stone floors bouncing my steps. The teller grinning like yesterday. New deposit box, Margaret. And a mail drop too. She dipped her head, no prying. We tallied numbers together as girls. Forms signed quick, my name swirling pretty as always. Then the notary spot my seal, a little dusty but ready. Stamping powers I'd scribbled last year, for safety's sake. Narrow ones, I told the clerk, a kid with ink on her skin. No peeking at my stuff without my okay, she arched a brow. Wise move, ma'am. Kin can tangle things up, tangle. Like calling a downpour a spit. Home again, the box climbed to the attic. Stashed behind fluffy rolls like a sly fox in its hole. New code, the 3rd of July 25. The night herald dropped to one knee under that maple, leaves blazing red. Click, click, click. Safe and sound. Lunch kept it easy. Tomato soup from the yard's final pick, bread crisp to gold. I savored it solo in the sunroom, spoon tapping a beat. Steam lifting like quiet hopes. Down below, Tommy rattled drawers. His grumble rising job search. He swore, but it rang hollow. Lena called gentle, Ma, chat? I set the bowl aside, flavor lingering. Come on in, she stepped light, Mia dozing against her. He's beat up over it, for real. We'll snag the ring, beat up. A sticker on a deep cut. Beat up fixes talk. Lena, not Faith, she dropped into the facing chair, weave whispering. We never meant. It's just, Cash is strangled. Tommy's wound tight, wound tight. The grabbers go too. I leaned in, fingers laced like story time at the desk. Tight don't green light taking from the folks who filled your plate. Lines, honey. They're what keep the picture straight. Her eyes misted, but I stayed rock steady. No bending now. 30 days. Make M count, build your own edges. She dipped her head, slipping out with a breath. I see it clear. See the first chip in the pretend glass. Afternoon led me to the pond joint. A low brick hunk on 3rd with windows caged like shifty stairs. Rain quit, leaving shiny pools that caught the dull sky. I nudged the door open, bell jingling sharp as a call out. The broker, skinny with specs sliding down, glanced up from his book. Looking for that ring. Gold, 14K, in yesterday. H&D scratched inside, he huffed, shuffling to the glass. There she sat my circle, dulled from other fingers, tag swinging like bad news. $450 to pull it. I shoved bills over, fresh and stiff from the bank. Not his word, but mine kept. He passed the box, lid popping shut. Out on the walk, I slid it home, cold band heating to my skin. Groove snug like a held breath let go. The stroll back felt on purpose, splashing puddles with grit. Every stride chanting, take back, take back. At the fence, Tommy's truck purred at the curb. He poked his head. Ma, hold up. Got a job tip, like lead in a pencil wipes clean. Fine, pack while you follow it. Door shut solid, bolt snapping home. Dusk drop thick, my stew bubbling on the burner carrots and beef chunks. Harold's go-to, browning deep for that rich bite. The smell drifted room to room, drawing folks like a warm pull. Table laid for 4, but strain crashed the party as the 5th wheel. Tommy stabbed at his meat moody, Mia whacking her spoon on the tray. Ma, this boot-out nonsense it's crap. Words rough as busted china. Lena shushed him quick, but I held his stare across the candle glow. Talk like that drains more than vaults, boy. He banned the fork. Chair flying back. You playing hard. Stashing cash like a skinflint. Pop would've, your pop. I sliced in. Voice low like banked coals. Built that vault to shield. Not to trade off. Trade. It cut both ways. Lena's hand shook on her fork. Mia fussed soft. Quiet crashed down, heavy as river mist. Tommy bolted, door boom echoing. Lena stacked dishes, murdering. Let him cool. The per crook snag. Time for snagging's over. Now it's payback time. I washed up alone. Soapy water soothing, ring flashing bright under the tap. Clean in the wash. Night thickened, the house groaning like a boat easing into dock. I headed atticward, box locked tight, and dragged out a trunk Harold's, leather worn like old skin. Inside, notes bundled in ribbon, snaps faded yellow. One glowed in the light, us by the lake. Tommy splashing tiny, pure glee caught still. I ran my fingers over the grins, pausing on Harold's. What now? I breathed to the dark. No words back, but the next layer spoke. Our will. Shared but freshened after he went, all to me. Then to good causes if Tommy fell short. Once impossible to think. Now, a line in black and white. I toted it down, sliding it in the kitchen drawer with my recipe suite next to savory. Tomorrow's plate, face off, served chilled. Pale light seeped in at dawn, coffee popping eager. I picked a wool skirt and blouse, anniversary pearls gentle shield. The ring post warm on my hand. Below, Lena fed me a hush-hush. Tommy's truck gone. He hit the road early. Job hunt, she said, dodging my look early, like running. Smart, room clears the fog. I settled in, sipping deliberate, then fished the will from the drawer. Skim this, Lena. She took it, pages whispering like fall crunch. Her eyes flew wide at the fine print, fund for Mia, tied to decency. House as haven, not a drain, ma. This means ... it's right. I wrapped it. Love loose strangles flow. This sets it free. She creased it shut, grip firming. Makes sense. We'll scout spots today. We from our mess to their path. Little win, sweet as sugar in the cup. 10:30, the bell rang crisp pushy, like it meant business. Miriam Voss's card in my palm. Estate lawyer, sharp as a book club debate. Doris, about those safeguards. I guided her to the sunroom, fern tipping hello. Over chamomile tea, steam soft and easing. She poured, box set, funds walled off. Restraining paper ready if push came. Kin swipes are climbing, she said, scribbling fast. But your steps ahead papers are your blade, fancy, but spot on. We whipped up a warning, hands off, cough up the take, or cops knock. 30 days fits the boop rules local, she added. Free rides done, free ride. Gift yanked back. I inked my name bold, ring snagging the shine. Miriam dipped out with a chin lift, guts whisper. Doris, yours growls deep. The fern rustled yes, frond stretching. Solo lunch, green salad sharp from the plot, dressing zingy as honesty. Phone hum Tommy, ma, scored a warehouse spot. Deal terms, his lingo now. Home by 5. Bring the pawn slip, hung up. Line quiet, but charge buzzed. Afternoon, utility lines, cutting their tags. Me only on the tab. I told the voice, no wiggle. Power, web spigots off. Bank redux, flag any pokes, walls up. By 4, the air flowed easy, house lighter. Lena rolled in, printouts clutched to its plane, but doable. 2 beds, $900. We got this, got this. Off my limb. I'm proud, I said, true blue. Her squeeze was quick, grown up bone to bone. Then on 5, truck growled up, Tommy stepping heavy. Slip wadded in his paw, face carved grim. Table bare, warning flat like a hammer. Park it, he sank, mangling the sheet. Ma charges. For blood. Blood, his cover. Blood builds trust. You traded yours. He tossed the slip ring freed. $450 yanked from his pay, show. But the safe's gap gaped. Those bonds, Tommy. Still, he shrugged loose. Swapped him. Market tanked anyhow. Swapped. 4 pints. No worse. I guess slot from Lena's side eye. Show me, he puffed up. But my steady stare herald's kind popped him. Fine, blue most. But I'll square it. Square. Gold from his mouth. How? It poured. Extra shifts. Odd jobs. I tipped my head. Paper and ink for the moment. 30 days. Clear out. Drips monthly. Or Miriam dials the law. Hand to punch. He bobbed, cracked open. Done, done. Shot with quiet. No fanfare. Velvet night folded in. Still warmed but richer now. We ate low-key, Mia's babble the tune. After, I hold up in the sunroom. We'll splayed on my knee. Tweaks. Add on for Mia's school. Hooked too hard. Harold nod love with bumpers. Phone glowed. Miriam's ping. Heads up mailed mornin'. You're locked down. Locked down. Like Vince's round flowers. Saving the pretty. Snooze hit smoother rain crooning. Ring anchoring like earth. Days melted to weeks. Each a stitch pulling tight. Tommy pulled doubles. Pay funneled straight to my watch pot. Lena snagged library hours part-time. Your desk. Ma fits like a glove. Fits. Loops tying. The place let go. Guest aired out. Crib broke down. Swing sanded silky by my grip with sighing fresh. Nights, I dug in the dirt. That stuff ripped mean. Earth flipped for starters. Lavender boomed. Smell thick as liberty. Tommy's drops came steady to $100 kickoff. $300 next. Bits building. Balance from the O. 3rd week. The clashes hum, but new shoots pushed up. Lena spilled over tea chamomile. Missed mending. Tommy's shifting. Gets it how we hung heavy. Hung heavy. Tree sways. Don't snap. Good, straight and slow. Mia wobbled over. Fisting my hem. Palm hot. Gamma, her first for me. Chest bloomed. Not soft, but strong. Lines grew good. End of the month crept. Crates lined hall like markers on old roads. All day. Truck hugged the street. Sky dry kind. Tommy hauled final. Halting at the frame. M.E. Sorry's weak. But thanks for the Chev, nest to sky. I wrapped him quick, ring nudging his arm. Sore true, kid, Lena dallied, Mia flailing by. Sundays, tea call. Yardarms free. As company. Side by side now. They rumbled off, lights dimming like a full stop. House drew a big breath, void but brimming room to fill lungs. That desk, sunroom tugged. Seat hugged, fern full and green. I cracked the box, coins sparking hope. Fresh baits, safe sea discs. Stock basics at the center for gals like us. The ad winked, us, ties sprouting. Line buzzed, club crew. Doris, Miriam. Tail slot next yours. Tail not fall, but rise. Count me in. With backups. Dusk think time draped easy. The vault, once cracked, now my stronghold. Ring pulled back, not metal alone, but pledged to keep Harold's gift by shielding my own. Mess whipped to shape, click by click. Kin respects fire, not duty's rope. I didn't get any vault for spite, but stocked one with wall stuff as nails. Some weeks on, Sunday's rooted routine, brew hot. Mia's giggles fizzing, Tommy's yarns mellowed, no trades. Teammates, Tuesdays. Crew kicked off Widow's Guard, our tag. Miriam map lies, I spun yarns. Gutted vaults? We all carry M. But repack with rules, ladies leaned in. Sparks lighting north of 40, bold as greens. Late one evening. Pad out. Lines. The soft shake-up. Lines ran smooth. Rain steady. For Mia, down the road. Love watches. Don't spill all. The fern chimed in. Franz brushing light. And that's how the place hums mine. Neat. Lit wide. Ring heat steady. Vought snaps sure. Mess. Guess these days. Not boss. Shape rules. Hush and tough. Who you? Thanks for writing this out. It's raw. Dropped here on Book Navigator. Touched you? Hit like, sub up. Drop your spot and are below where you listening from. A quick gift keeps these rolling. Coming, my daughter's man called. Me deadweight, so I shipped his stuff first. And they faked my John Hancock on the D-die. Hit fraud filing pre-coffee, which grabs you. Catch you tomorrow.